Hello and welcome to StudyIQ English, your favorite UPSC platform. Talking about geopolitics, today in 2025, the world seems to be experiencing a complete change in its geopolitical realities. Comes the pressure of US 50% tariff on Indian exports, and here, India and China are looking to reinvigorate their friendship. Two countries who have experienced a very bitter relationship since the 2020 Galwan Valley clashes are today coming together. I think, as the old proverb goes, enemy's enemy becomes a dear friend. That seems to be happening now, as recent developments have shown that after 2020, for the first time, China has very vocally supported India. It has called out US against economic imperialism, unwanted, unjustified tariff structure on Indian exports. At the same time, both the countries today, India and China, are trying to smoothen their conflict regarding the line of control. They are planning to restart and further enhance the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra that passes through Tibet. Apart from that, both the countries are also planning boosting their bilateral trade. Not just that, as a recent development, reports indicate that both the countries today are willing to reopen the Shipki-La Pass trade route that is situated in the famous Kinnaur area of Himachal Pradesh. We may have heard about Kinnori almonds, Kinnori apples. Today, let's understand that the very age-old historic Shipki-La Pass also passes through Kinnaur. In fact, this is a part of a broader agreement between India and China to restart trade through three areas that were closed in the past. One, of course, is Shipkila. The other happens to be the Lipu Lake Pass in Uttarakhand, and the third is the Nathula Pass in eastern India. So, therefore, let's talk a little bit about the important Shipkila trade route. It is in the news right now. Therefore, in the upcoming prelims of next year, this might be questioned. Shipki-La Pass is a strategically significant motorable mountain pass which is situated in Himachal Pradesh, as I said, the Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh. Now, this is very close on the border with Tibet. Tibet Autonomous Region, a territory that is recognized as occupied by China. This pass is a high altitude pass. It is situated above 4,000 meters. Strictly saying, the height is around 3930 meters. It becomes a very crucial gateway for trade as well as migration transportation. Very famous river of India, the lifeline for so many people in Western India, the Satluj. Satluj, which is referred to as the Langquen Zangbo in Tibetan language, enters India through the Shipki-La Pass. Therefore, this pass has served as a traditional link between India and Tibet. Historically, volumes of trade used to happen from here. It was also a very famous route for the inclusion of Buddhist Tibetan monks into India. Similarly, the Buddhist philosophers and monks from India would also take the route to go and study in Tibet and other regions of China. It was closed for a very long time, especially since 2020 COVID pandemic. And let's remember that in 1994, this route of Shipkila was officially designated for border trade under India-China bilateral agreement. Things were moving fine until comes the pandemic and the whole world is suspicious of China. Apart from that, pandemic-related lockdowns, mortalities made this pass close for trade and migration. Today, after a period of almost 5 years, the countries are saying that let's open up Shipki-La Pass. The older historical name of this pass was the Pema-La Pass or the Shared Gate. It is therefore also called as the Shared Pass in both these countries. Now, discussions are ongoing, as I said, not only about reopening Shipkila, but also another very famous Lipu Lake Pass in Uttarakhand. This is also in the news because Lipu Lake happens to be at a tri-junction between India, Nepal and China. Recently in my Hindu analysis, I had discussed with you how Nepal is in fact objecting that India and China cannot take independent decisions regarding allowing trade and migration from Lipu Lake because Lipu Lake, Nepal recognizes as its own boundary, the boundary of Kalapani Limpiadhura region. So therefore, Nepal is not happy with this development. The negotiations are still on. At the same time, Nathula Pass in Sikkim also. Both the countries are planning to open it up too. It serves as once again a major trade route. Talking back about Shipki-La Pass, now Shipki-La Pass could also further improve the traffic that goes to Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. The movement of people can be improved because right now the route that's being taken does not allow too many people, too many pilgrims to traverse this mountainous region at once. It becomes a bottleneck. Therefore, the Shipki-La Pass is now being considered by India and China as an additional route, alternative route for the Kailash Mansarovar pilgrimage. It is a great gesture by China because in India we understand the reverence that we have for the Kailash Mansarovar pilgrimage, a dangerous and yet such a revered expedition in India. Now, currently, the yatra that happens, the Kailash Mansarovar journey, it passes through Lipu Lake and Nathula. But after a 5 years gap, what if Shipkila opens up? Again, this means a wonderful reinvigoration of the cultural ties between Sino-Indian culture. Historical background of the Shipki-La Pass, let's understand that historically Indo-Tibetan trade and migration used to happen right from 15th century between India, China, Tibet region, the regions of Nepal along the Shipki-La area. Similarly, trade also continued under an oath that was taken between India and China, that was an oath of mutual trust, until war happened between the countries in 1962 when unexpectedly China attacked India. After that, the relationship completely went for a toss. And since then, it has been a long way. We have not had the same mutual trust on China. But today we are back to square one as the countries are saying, whatever has happened in the past, let's just bury that. Geopolitical realities have changed. Not only does India need more trade partners because India wants to diversify its export market, but also for China. The shock that US initially gave by imposing 143% tariff, which was later reduced. But that's an eye opening for China as well. That yes, India could be a great bilateral and trusted trade partner. So, therefore, despite the COVID-19 lockdown, despite the Doklam and Galwan standoff between the two countries, today both the countries want to improve their relationships. Now, if this trade route of Shipkila is opened, not only will it voluminize India-China bilateral trade. As of now, the highest trading partner is US. The second largest exporting destination is UAE. Today, if this route opens up via the Kinnaur Indo-China Trade Association Forum, this could mean great economic benefit to India too. Because right now, India is worried. We are really concerned about our GDP being shaved off by 1% owing to the tariff fear, owing to the loss of demands of Indian goods and products outside in Western markets. So therefore, this is a great alternative. Traditionally also, items like wool, textiles, spices, yak hair, gold, borax, Indian tools, all these were supplied through Shipki-La Pass itself. And now this will also reduce the Delhi to Kailash Mansarovar travel time by about 14 days, which means many more people will volunteer for the travel. Then, talking about cultural diplomacy, we know that Buddhism was one religion that made inroads in India back during the 5th and the 6th century. Since then, whether we talk about the very famous King Ashok or whether we talk about how so many Deccan Indian architectures and art styles have been impacted by Buddhist culture. China also has a historical relationship with philosophies like Buddhism, Taoism. So, therefore, today it could be a great civilizational link between Tibet as well as Kinnaur. Both these places, Tibet and Himachal Pradesh, are known for a very prolific Buddhist culture. So, therefore, this could mean wonders for the bilateral relationship if Shipkila is actually opened up. Now, let's have a look at a question from prelims. This question says, consider the following statements about the Shipkila Pass. 1. It connects Himachal Pradesh in India with the Tibet Autonomous Region in China. 2. It is one of the border trade posts between India and China. Third, it is located in the Kinnaur district of Himachal. And last is That's all. And then you have to decide which of these options is or are valid. You can select the valid answer and keep us posted on the comment box. To avoid all confusions, I have also attached the answer here for you to verify your answer easily. And on that note, I am extremely happy to announce the grand sale, which is the end of season sale on our platform for the target year UPSC 2026. You could use the code SPLIVE and yes, get a wonderful discount. And this offer is valid only till 31st August. So therefore, please hurry up. And if you enjoy our content, then you should take advantage of the sale. And please, of course, like, share and subscribe Study IQ English.